G'day guys, how's it going? Sitting in the back of the van. This is my camper van. There's a bed up the back there. There's the front or the side doors, and this is what I stay in about 3 nights a week when I travel down from my little country town to work in Adelaide as a taxi trainer, and also I go out and drive the taxis 4 nights a week. So a bit of driving and a bit of training, which I enjoy doing, and obviously a bit of cards on the weekend. So, catch up vlog. I'm going to put 3 vlogs into one here, 3 nights sessions that we had about 2.5-3 weeks ago was the first one, a Thursday night, and I ended up losing $140. I was in for bloody 900. I had 2 of these sessions in a row where I was in for 900 fairly early in the night, and I hate it when that happens. So, but managed to claw my way out a bit and just went down 140. A couple of nights later, was there, same bloody thing happened. I don't know if it's the way I play it at the start or what it is, but I think it's just a bit unlucky, bit card dead. Things like getting beaten by bigger flushes and things like that, which soon puts you down a bit. So that second night, I did exactly the same bloody thing. So I was in for 900, got down to about 200 chips, which meant I was about 700 down, but clawed my way back in that one too, and ended up winning 160. So a pretty big turnaround. Just wish I could start from the start and win straight off and go and win a grand, but we'll get there one day. And then the other session, which not too exciting, was I did a comedy night. It was a paid comedy night. I got paid $300 for doing 15 minutes at a Speedway presentation night. And after that, I was actually pretty knackered, and but thought, oh, while I'm in town, I'll go and have a game of cards. Sat there like a complete bloody nit. Sort of wasn't half interested for about 2.5 hours. Lost $65 and got up and got out. So probably shouldn't have gone there to start off with. But that's how it's been going. So that's those 3 sessions. Doing hand reviews from the second session. So the second session was the most exciting one. I think there's about 5 hand reviews, and they're all from the same 2 blokes. 2 blokes from the Matchroom Poker Room. Matchroom Poker Room is a tournament room in Adelaide. They're only allowed to play tournaments, no cash games, because of the government rules. But they have pretty good tournaments there. So the older guy, we'll call him the older guy, I think his parents might even run it, and I've seen him dealing there before. I don't get to the Matchroom that often. But I've decided that odd occasion I do. I'm not putting them up on the vlog. I'll let you know what happens if I win or lose, but at the moment it's I'll just stick to my cash games, unless I get one of those that are interesting. But other than that, they're usually a bit boring, and I probably only get there once every 5 or 6 weeks anyway. So this night, the second game when I won 100, the second night when I won 160, had that bloke from the Matchroom, like I said, we'll call him the older guy, and there was a younger guy. He's only about 22 years of age. And I had clashes with both of them. Now the older guy, I played against him in the casino about 2 weeks earlier, and he just had the wood over me every bloody time, and I'm sure he was bluffing me half the time, but I didn't even have any bluff catches. I just didn't get my chance at him, and I'm pretty sure he thought I was the softest bloody player out there. That's why I think he tried to attack me a bit this session. So check the hand reviews out. This time I had a few better cards and read him pretty well. Also ran into a couple with the younger guy. The younger guy is actually not a bad player either. But they both tend to play the cash games like it's a tournament where they've only got, say, 20 big blinds, 15 big blinds left. They tend to go for it a bit in situations where I think you should be betting when they're going all in. So play it a bit like a tournament, which I don't think is quite right, but if it works for them, good luck to them. So that's what happened with the younger guys as well. He was actually winning about $300 and was playing pretty solid, but all of a sudden he lost a couple and he just went on tilt big time, which I think you find a lot with the younger players when they get out there. They tend to go on tilt a lot easier. So I got into a couple of hands with him where he actually went raising no look pre-flop. So they got a little bit interesting. So check those out in the hand reviews. And yeah, that's about it for this vlog, those 3 sessions. But the main bit's going to be that middle game up against those 2 blokes. Overall, my $10,000 challenge, I did get it up to 6,000. I'm down to 5,850 at the moment, so we're still hanging in there, and hopefully we'll build that up. Try and get up to 10 grand, and that's about it. So I might chuck in a couple of videos I've taken when I've been going around the place to fill the vlog up a bit. But that's about it. If you like the videos, subscribe, tell your mates, all that sort of stuff. Leave a comment. Still not going too good with subscribers, only about 111, but I'm still enjoying doing the videos. Love it, or the editing anyway, and doing the videos. So we're going to hang in there. We're going to keep going. I'm going to be doing this for at least another year. If I've still got bugger all subscribers by in a year's time, well, I'll probably stop doing it. But the plan is to try and get to Vegas for next year's World Series. So hopefully I can get a bit of a following up and get over to America and maybe meet a few people from overseas and stuff, and do a World Series vlog. That's what I'd really like to do with how my sessions go over there, if I get there. So, but my brother-in-law's just got back from the World Series. I know it's still happening at the moment, but him and a group of about 5 from Adelaide went over there just for 9 days. So they're planning on doing it again next year. So that's my plan. And I also got my brother-in-law to shoot across to the Troopers Thursday game and get me a hat, the old Trooper hat. What up, it's a Trooper, you know, all that bullshit. So that was good. He'd never heard of him, so he doesn't really follow much on YouTube, but I think he was quite surprised when he got across there and saw what was happening with his Thursday sessions at the Westgate. So that's about it, guys. Catch you guys later. Enjoy the hand reviews, and the next vlog will be up real soon, and hopefully a little bit more professional than this catch-up vlog. Catch you guys later. Okay guys, let's get a couple of hand reviews going here. Remember, this time the table was running about 6 or 7 players on it. I'd changed tables. I'd just started clawing my way back from being about 700 down. At this stage I'm probably a couple of hundred down, I think, maybe a touch more, but I've sort of clawed my way back. And the 2 guys that I talked about earlier, seats 7 and 8, to my left there, seat 7 was the older guy from the match room, and the seat 8 was the younger guy. They were sitting there together. So with this hand, I'm under the gun, and I get dealt my pair of kings here, which is looking pretty good. I put in a raise straight off to 35 bucks, a little bit bigger because I knew these guys were going a bit crazy. All of a sudden, the seat 7 goes all in, and obviously everyone else folds, well, not obviously, but they all fold back to me, and obviously I'm going to call. He turns over a pair of 10s, and I've got my kings there, and he looks a bit shocked. No improvement for the 10s, and I take down a nice little pot there. So this next hand I run into the younger guy in seat 8. He'd been going pretty good. He was up a bit here still, but he just lost a pot earlier, and you could see him starting to go off a touch. So with this hand, I get dealt ace queen, so nice hand there. He raises it up to 22. I then 3-bet up to 45. His mate folds, and he comes in for the call. So there's just the 2 of us left here. Flop wasn't real good for me, 9, 6, 10, so I'm not real good there, but I decided to continuation bet $45 to see what's happening here. He ends up calling. Next card is the Queen, the one I wanted, so I put a bet in a 65. He calls again, and so he's got something there. Must have the pair of 10s or 6s. 3 comes. I decided to put a value bet in, just a $55, because I'm pretty sure he's going to call. And he had the 10, so he wasn't real happy there, but nice pot. Next hand, I run into my mate again in seat 7. I'm in middle position, and I end up getting dealt King 10 of clubs. So flat calls around to me. I end up putting in a raise to $22. My mate to my left on the button, he ends up calling. His mate to his left on the small blind calls. Big blind folds, and under the gun +1 ends up folding. Handy flop for me. I end up getting a couple of clubs in the flop there. So small blind checks, it comes back to me, and I end up betting $45. So all of a sudden the guy to my left decides to go all in, and hi all, pop limit Omaha, nice message. My mate to the left decides to go all in, and the guy, his mate to his left, folds. I did think about it for a minute. I don't know why. I'm thinking he's either got trips or 2 pair. That's all he can really have. So I don't even know why I thought for so long. But I hesitated a bit. Then obviously I went all in with him. Now with the Adelaide Casino, you don't have to show your cards. You can hold them down. So even though you see what he's got on here, his cards are actually held face down, and so are mine, until the river. If other people turn theirs over, I always turn mine over. Sometimes I'll turn mine over even if they don't want to. So usually I will, but seeing it was this bloke, I held mine down as well. So he's all in, and I've called. The turn doesn't really help anyone. I'm thinking I need a club to win this. But as it was, as you can see, I didn't need the club to win, but I get the club. As soon as the club comes, he yells out flush, and I say how high, and he was a bit disappointed when I showed him mine. Next hand, I run into the young guy in seat 8. The other guy's got up and left now after I got him that hand, probably about 4 or 5 hands back. But this young guy is pretty well on tilt. He was $200 or $300 up, only got about 120 left on him. In this hand, he actually raises no look, so he calls that before the flop comes down. So I'm on the button. He's raised it to $20, no look. It gets back around to me. It had folded to me, and I decide to put him all in. So I raise it to $120, and he has a look by now. He looks at him, but he decides to call anyway. He's only got 2 9 of spades, but as it happened, he ends up getting the flush on the last card. So a bit unlucky there, but that's the way it goes. Still think it was a good bet. With this last hand, I run into my mate again. It's only about 2 or 3 hands after the last time he went all in, no look. So he decides to do it again. He's on the big blind. No, he's on under the gun. And he bet 45, no look, gets around to me. I've got the pretty ace queen, so I just put him all in for 200. I'm pretty sure he looks at the cards by now, and he's that much on tilt. He just calls thinking he's going to double up again. He had 10-6, and this time it didn't work, and got him back, and that was the end of him for the night.